Brazil has beaten Argentina. Brazil has beaten Germany. Brazil has beaten Italy. Brazil has beaten England. Brazil has beaten almost every giant in the history of football. But there is one country they have never beaten. Not because they have enough meetings, but because football sometimes creates mysteries that no one can explain. 4 meetings since 1988. 2 Norwegian wins. 2 draws. 0 wins for Brazil. 0. 5-time world champions, the most decorated nation in football history, and a 10 million person country from Northern Europe is the one opponent they cannot solve. There used to be 2 teams on this list. Norway shared this strange status with Senegal. For years, the only 2 nations Brazil had never defeated. Then, last November, Brazil beat Senegal 2-0. The list became one name: Norway. Some opponents do not need to be better than you. They just need to become your nightmare. And on Monday, in New Jersey, Brazil gets one more chance to wake up. Marseille, 1998, where the nightmare began. To understand this match, you have to go back 28 years. France, 1998, the World Cup group stage. Brazil, the defending champions, facing a Norway team nobody outside Scandinavia could name. Bebeto scored first. Brazil led. Everything was following the script. The giant doing what giants do. Then, Tor Andre Flo equalized, and in the closing stages, Kjetil Rekdal stepped up and scored the winner. 2-1 Norway. Brazil still topped the group on other results. The loss barely mattered in the standings, but it mattered for something bigger than standings. Now is Monday, July 6th, 2026, MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. Mystery is back on the biggest stage of all, a World Cup knockout match. Win or go home. The nightmare has never had higher stakes. Brazil arrived at this tournament as 5-time champions, with Carlo Ancelotti trying to become the first foreign coach ever to win a World Cup with the Seleção. Their group stage was not perfect. A draw with Morocco, a statement win over Haiti, a tighter-than-expected victory over Scotland, with Neymar returning from 3 years away. Then came the round of 32, Japan. Discipline against obsession, some called it. And Brazil almost did not survive it. A late goal was needed just to escape Houston with their tournament alive. Norway had not appeared at a World Cup in 28 years before this tournament. 28 years! An entire generation of Norwegian children grew up never watching their country compete on this stage. Then, qualification happened. And the celebrations were so wild that Norwegian fans became a viral phenomenon, invading American cities in Viking helmets, a movement the internet named the Viking Row. Norway finished second in their group behind France. A 4-1 loss to the French did not define them. What defined them came next. The round of 32. Ivory Coast, a team playing their first ever World Cup knockout match in their nation's history, against a Norway team chasing the exact same milestone. Then, Norway's first ever World Cup knockout victory. 28 years of waiting ended by one man in one moment. To understand why Norway believes they can beat Brazil, you have to understand one man, Erling Haaland. He recently became the fastest player in the history of international football to reach 60 career goals. 60 goals in 53 appearances.
But there is a deeper story here. A family story. His father, Alfie Haaland, played for the Norway national team. His team was eliminated in the group stage. He never got the chance to play in a knockout match. Not once in his entire career at that level. 32 years later, the son is doing what the father never could. And now he stands one match away from something even his father's generation, even the legendary 1998 team that beat Brazil in Marseille, never achieved: a World Cup quarter-final. There is also a smaller, sharper rivalry buried inside this match. Gabriel Magalhães, Brazil's central defender. These two have battled at the top of the Premier League for years. Sunday is not the first time Gabriel has had to stop Haaland. It is simply the highest stakes version of a fight these two already know intimately. A father's unfinished story. A Premier League rivalry renewed. Subscribe, because on Sunday in New Jersey, we find out if the nightmare finally ends.